Hello and welcome. My name is Old School 3000. This is a bit of a weird video, but it's a really key subject that I really wanted to get into, which is be careful in the F1 community, on this esports community that we have, or league community, whatever you want to call it, about what you sign yourself up for, lads and ladies and whoever it might well be, because this is a really important thing that I want you to listen to. If you are putting letters in front of your name, whatever the organisation may well be, I'm not going to name any names, whatever it might well be, whoever it is that you put, or whatever racing team you join, or racing community, or league for that matter, I myself have letters in front of my name representing the league that I help run. Whatever it might well be, think about what it means. Think about what it means, okay? This is a really important video. I ain't going to take too much time. I'm going to go in on one particular organisation which is disgusting in my eyes, in my view, and those thoughts are my own. But I'm also going to give just some general advice, because this is so important, so important. And the reason why I emphasise this importance is not to you lot that are 22, 25, my age. I'm 30 years old, okay? I'm on about the guys that are a little bit, not, you know, they're not as worldly, they're a little bit younger, right? Those people in the community, not even you guys that are listening to it, but the people around us that are younger, and what we represent and what these things represent to them. And that's what I want us to think about. What's the goal of any kind of esports community that are out there? There are some fantastic ones out there. There are some really small ones out there that have got really good ethoses. Okay, one in particular, a few guys racing a racing league with me. They know who they are. It's just a small community. There's no shop. They're not trying to flog any merchandise. They're just trying to create a community across a multitude of leagues on different platforms, and just build an essence of community and a bit of internal competition and a bit of camaraderie. That's cool. Stick letters in front of your name. Those guys have got it organised. The people that run it are actually, I understand, are the same people that race in it. That's fine. The goals are aligned. Everyone's after the same thing. But I tell you the bit that I am worried about. I've never been part of these organisations, ever. Never gone near them. I've no affiliation to any particular organisation. The big one that I really want you to think about will be the first criticism that you have of this video, which will be, I'm only doing it for a bit of fun. You know, it doesn't really matter. It's only small. It doesn't really, you know, or whatever, you know, I'm not really thinking about that. You are being commoditised, okay? You're being commoditised. By joining an organisation, you become an extension of it, and you are actually the only tangible assets any kind of e-gaming organisation has. Not the sponsors. The sponsors sponsor them because of what their gamers, that organisation's gamers, actually achieve. Okay? That's the goal. You are the commodity. You need to understand that one simple fact. If you are a commodity, what that means is that in some way you are being utilised. That's not necessarily a bad thing. We are all utilised in every single part of our daily life, right? We, you know, end of the day, we go to work, we're utilised as labour. Yeah, we get paid for it. But that's another factor. That is one of the biggest keys, right? The only thing that you're getting back from this, I hope, you know, and if there's more out there for it, and, you know, the very minimum you should achieve, I should say, is your integrity intact and a sense of community and a good time. That's why this whole community exists, or is meant to exist. What you need to really try and understand, you are their buying tool. So what are you getting in return? So, please, these are some key things that you need to look out for as alarm bells when you see these things, okay? If you are getting promised things for joining these organisations, I hope they're not written on Word documents with document 1, like I've seen one organisation do, and one manager on his Twitter page couldn't even be bothered to name the thing he was writing on the back of a fag packet. If you are going to sign up to something, get a contract. This same guy was quoting employment law as a way of saying, oh, maybe you guys aren't getting anything back from being part of your esports league. Let me tell you something. An employment contract is completely different to a contract of services. you should have in writing anything that is promised to you. And you go, oh, hang on, that seems a bit serious. Oh, it's only a lot. No, no, no. People are promising you something in order for you to exchange yourself and your racing or whatever esports it might well be as a commodity. They are signing you. You know, that's what the illusion is, isn't it? They're signing you, right? Let me tell you something, and that's fine. If people want to sign up to that, and people say, we want you to be part of your team, we're not going to promise you anything, that's fine. I've got nothing against those organisations. The ones that promise you things and do not deliver them, they're the ones. Anyone that means anything will put it in writing to you. Okay? There's a key feature that I need people to understand on this. And one thing I want to bring this back actually to not just, and this isn't an attack on esports owners. Please don't take it as that. Esports owners, honest advice to you, or whatever you are, league organiser, whatever you might well call yourself, make sure that you are entering this with the best of intention, and the intention is not getting skewed. Okay? Don't go into this to make a profit as a new up-and-comer. It shouldn't be your goal. If that happens after 5 years of development, look at AOR. Now that's a league, that's not even an esports team. Whoever runs that, good luck to them. They've built that over time, it's happened organically, they're sponsored. I still think it's corny and a bit outrageous that they get sponsored by energy drinks when energy drinks can't be sold to under 18s, AOR. Just as a little point of view, and half of your racers are actually under 18. So you need to be very careful about what you're actually promising. That's an aside, got no major beef with that, but again, that's a thought. It's a thought that people need to put into these things, and I hope they have. What people need to understand all over is that when you put your name to something, you put your integrity to it, and you put yourself next to whatever that thing chooses, whatever you've put your name next to, whatever they put their name to, you are part of. Look at this on screen as you see. You might be a Haas supporter. You're rocking around in Rich Energy outfits. Now, we know a little bit about them. I don't know. Who knows? I ain't coming out with anything. I ain't getting anything sued today. No way, Jose. But let me tell you one thing. I'm going to give you an example of one that's popped up recently, and I know of drivers in this organisation, okay, and the manager of this organisation, I have no idea who he is. I've got nothing against him or any of the drivers. It's an organisation called Future Gaming, okay. Again, no issue with Future Gaming. It's a European esports organisation. But I tell you what I am bothered by who they're powered by. Their word, powered by. Okay? They are powered by Gamer Focus, which is a supplement in the way of a bodybuilder, in the way of a boxer, a sports. It's aimed at esports around concentration. Okay? Now, let me tell you something. On their website it says not for under 18s. Okay? It says that clear as day. But this is what you have signed up to, the people that you've sold your soul, frankly. And I'll tell you why. What you need to understand is that these are sponsors, okay? I cannot find a VAT number. For those of you that aren't in the UK that listen to this, a VAT number means that you are VAT registered. If your company turns over £85,000, you are entitled to your VAT back. Value added tax, the 20% that you pay on everything. Nowhere can I see a VAT number. So I assume, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, this company doesn't make over 85,000. Meaning, they don't sell over 23,000, whatever it might well be, units of their, 2,300 units of their product. It is a startup. They're not on Companies House from what I can see, which means they're not a limited company. They look to be a sole trader. Anyone can set up a business as a sole trader. I can literally sell you something now and not register it, and as long as I claim it to the tax man, I'm fine. For me, it screams of problems. A little bit like what you can probably see on screen. Okay? That's not the problem with them, by the way. Not at all. That's an aside. Okay? Their big problem is their products. Their product that they sell. They're selling it as this high-end gaming supplement. Now, let's break down the ingredients and some of the key ingredients. You'll go onto their Twitter page and they've got a pinned tweet by some geezer, some absolute bellend called Ben Esgro, the formulator, which tells you about 2 of the ingredients. You can see the full video somewhere apparently, but this is just what you can see on the 50-odd second advert. It revolves around caffeine and hupracine. Let me tell you about this, right? Possible side effects of hupracine: nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, dry mouth, constipation, sweating, blurred vision, slurred speech, fainting, restlessness, loss of appetite, contraction and twitching of muscle fibres, cramping, increasing saliva and urine, inability to control urination, high blood pressure, swelling, dizziness, inability to sleep and slowed heart rate. Don't know about you, but when I'm doing a 50% race, I really don't want to piss myself. Little is known about the safety of taking Huperzine A in the long term. There are some concerns with the use of Huperzine and may be harmful to people with certain health conditions, including kidney and or liver disorders, heart disease, asthma, epilepsy and vertigo. Okay? Strong work. Really, really good that you've got that in your product. They've got vitamin C in there as well. That's not harmful at all, is it? Except it's 556% of the nutritional value for the average adult. You can't store vitamin C. I'm sorry that most of you probably know this, but if you look up the side effects of taking too much vitamin C, according to Very Well Health or wherever, which is where I got the initial source for Huperzine, you're just going to shit it out. Frankly, it's pointless having 556% nutritional value of something. Cognizin. Let's read a little bit about this. According to rxlist.com, safety of long-term use is not known. Most people take citrazine don't experience problematic side effects, but some people can have side effects such as trouble sleeping, headache, diarrhea, low or high blood pressure, nausea, blurred vision, chest pains and others. And the best one for me, their ingredient caffeine. They have an absolute ton, in my eyes, of caffeine. Your average 250 milligram can of Red Bull has 80 milligrams in it. Do you want to know what this... anyone want to have a little guess? I mean, 80 milligrams is not a small amount, guys. Yes, it's only a Red Bull, blah blah blah. These guys, they've just decided to go lump 200 milligrams of it, so that's basically what you're talking about, is about 2.5 times, I think, of a can of Red Bull. So it's effectively like drinking just over a monster in something that's soluble that you'll probably down. You can neck it quite quickly. But compared to with all this other, they say it's been scientifically proven, the long-term side effects are not known, right? And you've got someone being sponsored by these guys that is an esports organisation. Our community has children in. It has children in that watch this shit, okay? And it watches it and it thinks it's a good idea. Careful what you put your damn name to, right? Don't let people take the piss. If people promise you something, get it in fucking writing and make sure you fucking get it, and if you don't, sue them. If any of you have any negative experiences with these companies, I will find them on Companies House, ask me, I'll find them, I'll find the board of directors and I'll help you track them down. This is a shambles. This is an absolute shambles what goes on out here sometimes. There are some fantastic little communities out there, and this is not aimed at you. There is not aimed at you at all. If your heart's in the right place, as an owner, as a driver, as whatever it might well be, as a sponsor, whoever it is, right? If your heart's in the right place, this isn't aimed at you. But I tell you what, I'm going to make people aware of you rogue fuckers that take advantage of these communities that try and monetize young children and young adults into having a little fucking bunch of letters next to their fucking name so that you can make money out of them. Don't fucking make money out of people and give nothing back. You want to quote employment laws, you want to quote these things and teams and all this bollocks. It is called modern fucking slavery, and if you keep fucking doing it, I will come for you. Just like I went for these absolute tossers. Love to the community. Fantastic bunch of people. 99% of you out there are good. Don't let yourself be fucking conned. Don't put your name to negative things. There are some cracking leagues. There's some fantastic organisations. I'm not going to plug anybody because I can't be asked. AOR is the biggest one, great organisation, has its flaws. I pointed out one earlier, more than happy to. But there are some great things going on in this community. This kind of shit is not one. Anyone needs help, at me. Oldschool 3000 on Twitter. At me, absolutely fine. Out.